Hey guys, I'm going to give you a little insight to what exactly I'm doing in the Patreon so you can see. So check out this example. And this is just an example. This is not a product I'm actually giving to the guys on Patreon, nor can most of you use this product for one reason, which we'll get into in a second, but I'm going to show you how it works. Stay tuned.
When you need someone you to talk to, I will be there to give you help. Please change your mind won't easy. Negativity is not an option. When you need someone you to talk to, I will be there to give you help.
Before we get into today's video, I want to introduce you to our sponsor, My Reseller Genie. Here on DIYDollarBills, we talk a lot about software that could really help you in your reseller business. Not all of it's really necessary for you to carry on in your business, but this one is necessary. My Reseller Genie is software that helps you with your accounting for your reseller business. Account for unlimited selling platforms, have a complete accounting solution, manage your inventory and sales in one place, record your cost of goods, track your sales tax, track your cash flow, account for all of your other business expenses, and so much more. This is a very necessary tool for you with everything that the government is doing with the IRS. GoDaddy bookkeeping is gone, and QuickBooks can't really help you the way you need. This is the one solution that you must have for your reselling business. Try My Reseller Genie today. Sign up with the link below and get 30% off your first month. Make sure you use the code DIYDollarBills upon sign up to get that 30% off. Made by resellers for resellers. Again, try My Reseller Genie today. It's a must-have. Year 4. So this is called inbeautyproject.com. It is one of their pieces of face glaze, $25. But with code new15, you get 15% off. You don't have to spend $60. I added it to the bag and tested it. Let me go back to the cart. Oh, let me add this to the bag here. Let me see. Go back to the bag. Take that down to 2. All right, hit checkout. All right, it said $60, but I don't have to. When I add the code new15, it takes off the $7.50. I know this is looks like a Shopify site, so it does that and they tell you something, but I always check. So the code is new15, NEW15. You put them the discount code. With taxes, it'll take up to $45, so about 23. I put $23.50 with the tax, 23.50. And what's going to happen here is we should get a profit of $7.95. You get free shipping at $40, so you buy 2 at least. All right, $44 is the low price. $45.90 is the standard price that it's been selling at. You can see here we have BSR. Where's BuyBot Pro changed their system here? BSR drops. It was here somewhere. Well, you just look at we can look at the chart. Here hasn't been selling on Amazon all that long, but here it is. It's doing pretty good. 100 up to 100 down to 100, between 100 and 200,000 in beauty and personal care, and it's a seller. It'll sell. And let me see here. The buy box is for around $44. It has, when it started, when somebody bought it on, they had it up to $60. It went up to 60. I wouldn't try doing that right now. I think they got a standard price that Amazon likes, around between $44 and $47. You can price it a little bit higher than that. It's probably going to sell quite a bit more than that. Where are the BSR drops on this? Why BuyBot Pro moved them, and I know they moved them somewhere here. Where are you? But there you go. 36 in the last 30 days. Means it sold at least 36 times, because a drop, if something sold twice, it'll be on the same line as a drop. All right. So now I remember the code. The links will be below. So at least 36 times in 40 days. It shows, by the way, there's no prime sale. There's a couple of ignore the whatchamacallit sellers. Ignore those guys. It's only got 13 prime sellers in stock. Send it in prime. I on this one I would take a chance and go for 4 of these. You would probably spend about $100, 33% profit. It's pretty good. 33% ROI. All right, go make that money. Peace. Okay guys, so you see what's in the Patreon here. So the Patreon, what I do is I give you a product. Now that particular one there, it was an error in the software. I am not ungated in that product. If you figure out what it is or you want to go try it, if you're ungated, you can be my guest. This is not something for my Patreon people who are watching this video. That's not a lead I'm giving you, because you may get that same error code. I check that stuff. All right. Hey, it says I'm ungated really easy. I try to check and go back and refresh and make sure it came back and says I went into Seller Central and it said you're not ungated in this, even though Buybot Pro said I was. Don't always trust the outside software. I double check when I'm not gated in something and I click gated and it's Buybot Pro says yes, or SellerAmp says yes. If you use SellerAmp, go and double check it in SellerAmp itself, Seller Central itself, and make sure that it's true. Okay, it's not always true. Sometimes it tells you you're not ungated. You go to Seller Central and it tells you it is. Some software is not perfect. It's just a guide. Always remember that. So here's the deal. That was an example of a video that I do that I give to one of the tiers. I tell them how much they make. I tell them about the cash back. You see my cash back on the top. I tell them about any discount codes. I try to remember, put in sales tax. I give them an approximate range of how much they make. I've put in dozens of leads since I started this in February. All right, let me tell you how the leads work. For right now, and this is price per calendar month. So if you join in the middle of the month, you're going to have one benefit immediately. You're going to see every lead that I've done in that tier since I started Patreon, beginning of February. So if you join tier, it's a limit. Not everybody can join, okay? But there's plenty of room right now. The $10 a month has 25 patrons. Only 8 are active right now. So there's room for 17 more. They're getting 5 leads a month. I have a new lead coming for them later today. They're getting their 4th lead of the month of March, but you will see that 4th lead, the other 3 leads, and the 4 leads I did in February. All right. For the $25 a month, they get 12 leads per month. All right. So they just got tonight, before I filmed this video, I had to catch up because I took the weekend off. It was I needed a little bit of time away from just doing this. I just need to clear my head, so I didn't do no Amazon stuff this weekend. But what I did was got up in the morning Monday and I went and researched and did my stuff and found them 2 new leads. So right now I think they're up to 12 leads. They're up to number 8 for the month that they got. Number 9 will be coming later this week. So they're getting 12 per month each calendar month. But if you join now, you're going to see the 8 plus the 10 I did last month, because last month I had a shorter amount. All right. So last month I did 10, so you're going to see 18 leads immediately in there. Now, as the leads get older, just to remind everybody, they don't become as viable. Sometimes they get better once in a while, but a lot of times they're not viable anymore. The price on the original website goes up, and the profit margin's not there. But you can always check them and research them and maybe find them somewhere else. Those are our leads that were viable at the time that I got them. All right, there's only 5 out of 10 people are allowed in this. There's only halfway full. This one here, for $50 a month, are getting 23 leads a month. 23 leads. Now, some people have joined. I don't expect people to join these and stay here forever. You could. Of course, I'm not going to mind. But you don't have to stay here forever. Sometimes these is to teach you a little bit. You're seeing the leads and you're saying, hey, okay, I'm going to double check what Gary did. And when you're double checking, you're learning, right? So this tier 3 only has one person in it, $50 a month. It had 4, 3 of them quit. They got a bunch of leads. They probably learned something. So I'm going to do this on my own. I'm going to figure some stuff on my own. So they're always welcome to come back. People can go. You can go and you can come back. It doesn't matter. I'm doing this for you guys. There's only one person in here. Actually, there's more than one person. I'm going to explain in a second. All right. 23 leads a month. I just gave number 15. I gave them tonight 13, 14, and 15 all tonight because I had to catch up. All right. So they got that all tonight. Like I said, every once in a while, I'm going to take a day or 2 off from doing this, but I will catch up everything. Now, here's 40 leads per month. Now, this one's $75 a month. Now, there's only 4 people allowed in this. This other one is only 5 people allowed. This one's only allowed 4 people. And what they get in this one, they get something special. They get to see every lead in the other 3 tiers. So they get to see 40 total leads. This month, they've seen 15 plus 8 plus 3. 15 plus 8, that's 26 leads they've seen so month out of their 40. They've got 26 leads in here. I'm going to tell you right now, there's one lead in here, one lead that they bought a couple and they paid for that $75 out of 26. One lead will pay for this. One lead in any of these will pay for it easy. The tier 1, they got 3 leads in there. They got one lead, you give them one lead that had almost a $10 profit, or if it's an $8 profit or a $7, it's going to pay for it itself. So these minimize your research time, because research is the toughest part of this job. So this is what you get for here. There's one spot left for this. Now I always offer the upgrades to the Patreon members first. I send a message out on Friday if anybody wants the upgrade. Nobody's done it, so I'm offering to anybody out there. If you want to come in and you want to check it out for a month. Now remember, if you join in the middle of the month, you're going to see all the previous leads. You get the leads for the next month, and you automatically get the beginning of the month. So if you get 2 or 3 or 12 leads or 6 leads in the middle of the next month, and if you renew, you'll see the rest of the calendar month. If you don't, you'll stop at that point and you'll have some leads, and then you can come back. Okay? I don't begrudge anybody for leaving. If I joined something like this, I probably wouldn't stay consistently. I'd probably try to go and get all my stuff together. I have replenishables, and guess what? I need some more new stuff. I don't feel like researching. I'm gonna go back to DIYDollarBills Patreon. I'm gonna join and see what he's done for the past 3 weeks, or what's coming up. And I'm gonna join him for a while and see what's coming up. That's the great thing about this Patreon. So you have 4 tiers. A reminder: $10, $25, $50, $75 a month. You're getting leads. That video that I just did is an example. That piece in there is not one of the leads that I've given them. It's an example of the leads of what I do. All my videos are between 1.5 minutes to 5 minutes or so. A little longer than 1.5 minutes. I have 1 or 2 a little longer than 5 minutes, but they're somewhere in there. They're short, quick videos. A lot of them average around 2 to 3 minutes. That's the average. They're quick. They go in there and say, here's the link for both of them. Use cashback. Here's why here's the money you're going to make. Here's why it's profitable. I try to remember. I try to remember the sales tax stuff. I do all that stuff. You give it to you. Double check my stuff, and that's it. So if you want to join some Patreon to get some leads, especially if you're a beginner and you're having a hard time with like tactical arbitrage or source mogul, or doing the manual stuff through Keepa or through SellerAmp or through BuyBot Pro, and you're having a tough time with it, this will teach you a way that you can research backwards through that software by getting the answer first and then figuring out the question. That's the beauty thing. That's the most beautiful thing about this Patreon. You're going to get the answer. Why is this answer? The answer is 36. Now I can figure out what X and Y is. But you're sitting there figuring out X and Y, and then you got to find out the answer sometimes. And when you're just starting out this thing, or if you just want to come in here and just make money, I ain't researching crap. I'll double check his work, but I'm just going to go in here and just send stuff to Amazon and build up my Amazon store and just build it off these leads. You can just do that along with my own stuff that you're sending in your own stuff, right? This what's fantastic about this. You can build your store real quick. You can best believe one final thing. When I find leads for myself, my leads don't go in here, and I don't use your leads. I am not paying for the Patreon. I do not compete with you. All right. I just want to make that very clear. Very, very clear. Any leads I use for myself do not go into the Patreon, and any Patreon leads I do not use for myself. All right. Sometimes I'll run into a lead and I will pull out a coin and flip it, me or them. me or them, because at least I've given leads to you. I've given leads in this Patreon. I've given leads that have like $15 profit on it, and I'm like, and it's real good. And I've actually flipped a coin and lost. I'm telling you, I've done 5 coin flips in here and only won 1. The other 4 went inside Patreon. And there's some leads that I get where I'm like, I'm just going to give this one to them, even though I would get this. If I did this all for myself, between all the money that I'm doing on Patreon, I could make way more money not giving you guys anything. I'm doing this. I made this channel to help people and whatever. I will eventually catch my money up, you know, to the way I want it. But I want to bring some people with me. So let's move up together. Some of you guys are way past me already on this. All right. I can't use these leads here. If I went in there and used these leads, the people in tier 1 who are getting the 40 leads per month right now, their stuff should be coming in since I created this tier. They should be about to spend it off. I want to hear that those guys are pulling in $3,000 to $5,000 in sales per month in the next few months. All right. Summertime slowdown is going to come up. We know it's going to happen. I want to hear by the end of the year. I want to hear $100,000 a year. You're on your way to 6 figures a year in sales for these. All right. Go make that money. Join the Patreon. Come get this money. Peace.
When you need someone you to talk to, I will be there to give you help. Please change your mind, well easy. Negativity is not an option. When you need someone you to talk to, I will be there to give you help.